206.
Good one. How you doing?
I have a PCC. I can step out and zoom in if you want it. It's easier. Mr. Moulton.
Yeah, but what about
Oh, shit.
that order?
You'll have that today.
Okay, so I need to change that date.
Understood. That's
Okay.
my brain. This I remember something.
Yes.
Morning, Joe.
Good morning, how you guys doing? Happy Friday.
Same to you, sir.
Very good day today.
Looks like it. Big plans for the weekend?
Just looking forward to Monday night.
Right.
Can on this case. And speak to her about this case. Okay.
Mr. Dillard.
So.
Mr. Dillard going once. Mr. Dillard going twice. Moving on. Good morning, Ms. Walrad.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm on Mr. Gillum.
You on who?
Gillum?
Gillum, okay.
Call in case number 2305-938301. People in the state of Michigan versus Dante Yellow. Defendant is charged in count 1 from sexual conduct 453.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Carolyn, APA Carolyn Solari, P number 8665.
Good morning, Your Honor. Veronica Walrad, P85665 on behalf of Mr. Gillard. I don't see him in the Zoom. I would ask to waive his presence for the PCC.
Ms. Solari, let me have your appearance again. You were breaking up.
Oh, apologies.
My apologies, Your Honor. Carolyn Solari, P number 86651 for the people.
Okay. The court will waive the defendant's presence. What's your pleasure, Ms. Walrad?
I believe we would like to set this for exam. I don't have any discovery in this case, though. That may be because it wasn't clear who the defense attorney was, but Ms. Solari, if you have that, I would appreciate it if it could be sent to me.
Yes, Your Honor. Counsel Walrad, I was sending discovery. I just found your information momentarily, so it's coming your way.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, the court will continue to plea of not guilty. We'll set this matter for preliminary examination on, let's do November 1st at 10:15.
I'm sorry,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
November 1st at 10:15.
Your Honor, I will be in jury trial from October 30th through November 2nd. And I do have 2 exams scheduled on the morning of November 3rd.
We can do November 3rd at 12 o'clock.
That would work for defense, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would just ask for a later time. I will be back from Plymouth, if that's amenable with the court and defense counsel.
Anytime in the afternoon generally would work for defense counsel.
Latest I can do is 12:15. I already have matters scheduled in the afternoon.
Okay, Your Honor, the people are okay with time.
All right, November 3rd at 12:15, bond will be continued.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning. How you doing?
Very good.
Not too bad.
Happy Friday.
I understand congratulations are in order, council.
Thank you, Judge.
Congratulations. You have a new attorney to the state bar mission. Outstanding.
Oh my goodness,
You don't have your P number yet?
no, sir.
Okay.
Sadly, I don't. But thank you.
You will soon, and then.
It's gonna be P number 99999.
Okay, now. Let's try.
Connect your audio, Ms. Mo. Mr. Woodyard.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
Judge, I'm here for a probable cause conference for Mr. Moten. He's in custody, and APA Dominic DeGrazia is the assigned prosecutor, I believe.
Okay. And Mr. DeGrazia is here as well. We are ready on motion.
Calling case number 23059402009 for the state of Michigan versus Ronald Moulton Jr. Defendant is charged in count 1, homicide, murder, first degree premeditated. Count 2, weapons, firearm, possession by felon. Count 3 and 4, weapons, felony, firearm. Defendant has a habitual offender, second against smoke.
Appearances for the record, please.
Dominic DeGrazia on behalf of the people.
And Judge, good morning. Michael Woodyard, my P number is 64612. I'm appearing on behalf of Mr. Moten. Judge, he is in custody. I would waive his appearance for purposes of today's proceeding if that's something the court is willing to do.
Court will waive the defendant's presence. What's your pleasure?
Judge, I have received paper discovery. I understand there's significant amounts of video discovery. I need to get that and review it with my client. We'll need to schedule this for a probable cause conference. Preliminary examination, taking all of those tasks into consideration.
Okay, how's November 2nd at 10 o'clock?
Judge, the 2nd of November is not going to work. I apologize. It's not just a super busy day on my schedule, but also I don't think that would give me enough time to review everything with my client, even assuming I get it in the next day or so.
November 7th at 10 o'clock.
Perfect.
That's fine, Judge.
All right, November 7th at 10 o'clock, and bond will be continued.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Ms. Pruitt, aren't you glad you're not gonna have to ask for permission to practice anymore?
You know, John, I'm really, really excited to be.
I'm very happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank
I think you're gonna be great.
We are.
Yeah, no attorney on Diggs or Smith yet. Defendants are here
Okay.
Where is everybody that? They must be scared of Miss Pruitt unless she has her license.
I would say she's at third circle, so she's gonna be able to make it.
It's she.
The
A little bit.
She just got into it with Bree last week about that. Just went back and forth for a minute. I'm like, wow. Yes, it's a constant thing.
Too big of an issue. Let us know.
I don't think she was with her.
Good morning, Wayne County.
Good morning, Judge King.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I got Mr. Don Jackson for you this morning.
Okay, we're just waiting on this attorney to show up.
And Mr. Perizon and Moulton will be zooming in from Division 2.
Mr. Moulton's next court date is November 7th at 10 o'clock in person for a preliminary examination. Who's the other person you have?
Robert Perizon.
That's not on my docket today.
No problem. I'll let him know. I'll let him know, Judge King.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
His next court date is November 3rd.
Who? Who, sir?
Would you say Perizon or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, his next court date is November 3rd.
Is it also 10 a.m.?
1:30.
1:30.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
And Judge,
Yes.
on the bill control book as examined, started with 10 o'clock. The leaves all the appointments. And clerk gave me the information, I did speak with her, she is in the hospital, she is, will be having her baby today.
Okay.
Defendant is here, defense counsel is Joe Dillard. I will inform
He did sign on this morning, but he left before I talked to him.
Okay, so he said he'd call me back as well, so I told him it would be a simple adjournment for that meeting, so I'm hoping that he will. Is it okay to just tell him to sign and to Zoom again?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Jay. That's it.
11. Matter, that's it.
Is he up here?
Just about, almost.
You're gonna talk to him for all of 2 seconds.
Sure.
Mike.
States.
Yeah. Right here.
Good morning, Ms. Davis.
Good morning. I'm sorry I got tied up in another case.
You are here on Jackson, correct?
I am, and I see that the Wayne County Jail has him on.
We're ready on Jackson.
Jackson. Ready on Jackson.
Okay.
Call case number 2305-948801. People of State of Michigan versus Don Jackson. Defendant is charged in count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 2, domestic violence. Defendant has a habitual offender for this note.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Tracy, the people, case number 60249.
Hey,
Yes,
good
good
morning,
morning, Your Honor. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Ms. Bates.
Good morning, Your Honor. Melanie Bates, P76080, appearing on behalf of Don Jackson, who is present by Zoom in the Wayne County Jail.
Mr. Jackson, unmute yourself and tell us your name. You have to unmute yourself, sir. Okay, Mr. Jackson is here. What's your pleasure, Ms. Bates?
Your Honor, we like to set the preliminary exam.
Okay, the court will continue to plea of not guilty and set this matter for preliminary examination. How is November 3rd at 12:15? No, I'm sorry. November 3rd at 12. November 3rd at 10 o'clock.
November 3rd at 10. That looks fine, Your Honor. November 3rd at 10.
Okay, November 3rd at 10 o'clock, and bond will be continued.
Okay, Your Honor, I know that Mr. Jackson had a bond redetermination hearing a couple days ago. Am I still able to address his bond today?
What circumstances have changed between then and now?
Well, Mr. Jackson is indigent. He's unable to afford any type of bond. His is a 75,000, 10%. And he receives just Social Security income, just $914 a month. There is no way he will be able to meet that bond.
People,
Your Honor, the complainant, she was injured as a result of this incident. But that does seem like a high bond, and I'm not sure why after a bond redetermination hearing that the bond can still be that high. I don't know if there's something that we don't know about it, but it does seem like a high bond for this case.
well, we have a relatively quick turnaround. Let's order a DSU, and we can address the matter again if need be after the preliminary examination.
Okay. You said a DSU, Your Honor?
Yes, we
Okay.
continue. We can readdress it again if need be after the preliminary examination.
Okay, see everyone at November 3rd at 10. And I did just want to make sure, Ms. Drain, I did receive the paper discovery. I just wanted to check to see if there was any type of digital discovery or anything in this case.
And I did look into that, and the police report indicates there's no body wear available for this case.
Okay.
I'm not sure why. I'll email the officer in charge and ask him to check again.
Okay, thank you. I'll see everybody then.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jackson will be in touch. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Mr. Dillard,
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
you're here on Bay Lopez, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Scheduled for 10 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor.
Calling case number 23059352201. People want to say Michigan versus Gilbert Felipe Lopez. Defendant is charged in count 1, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, by strangulation. Count 2, domestic violence.
Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people. Clear my 60249.
Yes, Your Honor. Joseph Dillard on behalf of Mr. Felipe Lopez.
And tell me your name for the record, sir.
Hubert Felipe Lopez.
Okay. So this matter is scheduled for preliminary examination at 10 o'clock, Ms. Drain.
Thank you. Your Honor, the complaining witness is a Maria Vega. She did call this courtroom this morning and indicated that she was in the hospital. I contacted her and spoke with her myself briefly. She indicated to me that we knew that she was pregnant and quite far along. She is currently in the hospital right now. She is currently in the process of having a baby at this time. So for that reason, Your Honor, she is definitely unable to be here today. I do believe that that is with cause and I am requesting an adjournment.
Mr. Dillard.
Your Honor, in terms of making a determination of good cause, I leave that up to the court to make that determination. And whatever that decision is, I'll have to respect it.
All right.
But
Good cause for the adjournment. Now the question is, what's going to be a good adjourn date, given that she has a movement?
Your Honor, before we go to the next date, if I may ask this, on representations of counsel, my client is about to become a father, and requesting that my client be allowed to see his child or go to the hospital during this period, and to early bonding is critical in a child's life, developmental stages. If whatever would be accommodating for this to occur, I leave that to the court. But I would ask that the bond conditions be amended so that he can have some contact, but that contact be non-assaultive contact.
I don't think that's a good idea at this time, Mr. Dillard. Still no contact with the complaining witness.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, as far as the date goes, Ms. Drain, what do you think?
Where we're going to go. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm asking for at least 2 weeks. I don't know if it's to be a regular birth or a birth that requires her to be in the hospital for.
What about November 13th? Mr. Dillon, how do you look on November 13th?
Yes, Your Honor, if it can be in the later part of the day, I have another matter that's up that day as well. So in the later part of the morning, if possible.
11 o'clock?
Thank you, Your Honor, that'd be good.
Okay. So the court finds good cause for the adjournment. I'll adjourn it to November 13th at 11 o'clock. The bond will be continued.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, and could the court make sure that there's a Spanish interpreter available that day?
The defendant needs an interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so we need 2 interpreters. Thank you. We have the complainant here on line. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Let's do it. Calling case 2359300 for the state of Michigan versus Robert Thomas. The defendant is charged with count 1 assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count 2 domestic violence. Count 3 assault or assault and battery. The defendant has an additional report defense notice. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Gabrielle Fuller requesting permission to practice under Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of APA Kelly Grant.
Only because you haven't been given your P number yet. She's a new attorney.
That's
Permission
exciting.
granted.
And Kim Michon, Neighborhood Defender Services, P 59167, and it's my privilege to represent Mr. Mounts, who's present in court today.
Tell me your name, sir.
Robert Mouse, Your Honor.
All right. Today's the date time set for preliminary examination. Are we ready to proceed?
We are, Judge. We move to sequester if there's more than one witness.
There doesn't appear to be any witnesses in the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land, if you are a witness or potential witness, ordering you to log off at this time. Mr. Jackson, you're all set, sir. You're all set. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
How many witnesses for the people?
Just one, Your Honor.
Call your witness.
Called Mary Pastelak. Last name is Pustelak.
Good morning, ma'am. Please step forward. Give your name and spelling of your name to the young lady that's over there waiting next to you.
Oh, sorry. Hospital. Yeah.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat in the witness box right next to me. Keep your voice up nice and loud and speaking to that microphone that will be to your left, okay? Okay, begin when you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Please state your name for the record.
Mary Pastelak.
And Ms. Pastelak, how do you know Robert Mounts?
We were in a relationship, but I've known Mr. Mounts for over 20-some years. When he stayed with us, with my late husband and family in New Boston.
If you see Mr. Mounts today, would you recognize him?
Yes, I was.
Do you see him in the courtroom?
Yes, I do.
Can you point to him and tell the court item of clothing he's wearing?
I believe that's him right there. He's wearing
green or gray. I can't see without my glasses, but he's right there, Mr. Mounts.
Do you have your glasses?
No, I don't.
Let the record reflect the identification of the defendant.
The objections?
No.
All right, so no.
Ms. Consulate, I want to talk to you about October 6th of 2023. Do you remember what you were doing that evening?
Yes, ma'am. I was sitting in the living room with my grandson Brandon, and Mr. Mounts got out of bed, and he started with my grandson, and he told him to leave. And when my grandson got up to leave, he grabbed him and shoved him down, spun him around. My grandson got out of the house, and then Mr. Mounts started with me, put his hands on my neck like this, and he was punching me. I got out of the house, and the police arrived with 6 police cars, and they came and, they tried to get him to come outside. They had to come in the house and take him out. And he kept denying that he didn't.
Judge, I'm going to object to the narrative, if we could get a few questions in, that would be great.
Ms. Consulate, we have to bring up your testimony a little bit, so I have to ask you a few more questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? You just testified that. Also, I only want to talk about what happened to you, okay? So you testified that you were punched.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did Mr. Mounts start punching?
There's no reason why he does what he does, unfortunately. He just did. There's no motivation for him to do what he did.
If you recall, was he using closed fist or open fist?
Closed.
You recall how many times he hit you?
3 or 4, I believe.
Where was he hitting you?
On my arm, right here on the side here, my right side. And then he proceeded to put his hand open on my neck and try to choke me.
When he was trying to choke you, how many hands was he using?
1.
Was your breathing restricted?
A little bit. I managed to get away and get outside.
And when you got outside, did you call 911?
Yeah, I did. My grandson did. I believe Mr. Mounts was in the house trying to call 911 also about my grandson.
No more questions for this witness.
Cross examine.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
If I ask you a question and you don't understand, you just flag me down and I'll rephrase it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You've known Mr. Mounts for, I think you said 20-odd years?
Almost 25 years, ma'am.
And you've known him since he was obviously much younger and your family took him in, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then at certain points in time, Mr. Mounts was asked to leave and then would eventually need some help and you take him back in, correct?
No, ma'am.
Did he ever leave, was he ever kicked out of the house?
He was asked, we had a friend come and pick up Mr. Mounts for what we discovered in the building where he was staying.
Let me stop you there. So the answer to that is yes, he has been kicked out of the house previously. Is that fair?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then eventually he moved back in, correct?
In 2018, he saw me on Facebook and started talking to me again.
Okay. And you took him back into the house?
Yes, he came. Yes, ma'am. He came from Indiana.
And you did that because he had nowhere else to go. Is that fair?
As far as I know, that's what he told me, ma'am.
Okay. And at some point, do you develop a romantic relationship with Mr. Mounts, or does it remain strictly platonic and he's just living in your house?
It started that way as a friendship, and then it started to be a relationship, and then.
Did there come a point in time your grandson moved in?
My grandson's always lived with me, ma'am.
Thank you. And do Mr. Mounts and your grandson get along?
At first they did when he came back to Michigan because he never seen him before. But then it started where little things would start with my grandson.
So is it fair to say it started off as a decent relationship, but then it sort of deteriorated?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it, now, you and I have had a couple conversations.
Yes, ma'am.
And I asked you if Mr. Mounts was drinking that night. And did you indicate no, he was not drinking?
No, he wasn't, ma'am.
Does he drink on a regular basis?
No, ma'am.
Do you drink on a regular basis?
I stopped drinking
Good for you. When did that happen?
a while ago, ma'am.
Okay, good for you. Does your grandson drink?
No, ma'am.
Does Mr. Mounts do any illicit narcotics?
No, just recreational marijuana.
And you, ma'am?
No,
And your grandson?
no.
And as far as you know, there was no reason for this to jump off whatsoever the day of this incident, correct?
No,
Am I correct in saying that you refused medical treatment
yeah,
and your grandson refused medical
yeah, we
treatment?
did at the same, yes.
And were any pictures taken of your injuries?
No, ma'am, because there was no bruising. He just did it before they got there, the police.
No, I appreciate that. When the police arrived, did you talk to those officers?
I did, my grandson did. They were trying to get Mr. Mouse to come out of the house. He didn't want to come out of the
Okay,
house.
let me just stop you right there.
Sorry.
No, you're just fine. Do you know if Mr. Mounts has mental health concerns?
No, he doesn't, ma'am.
Not that you're aware
No,
of? What time of night did this start? Or was it night? I forget.
I think it was around 6, maybe 6:20.
In the evening then?
Yes.
And you said Mr. Mounts was in his bedroom?
He came out of the bedroom.
And you and your grandson were in the living room,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
And it just went from 0 to 60.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I know since that incident, ma'am, you've had contact with Mr. Mounts again, correct?
He had started on the 20th.
Let me stop you right there. Did he come to your home again?
On the 21st he did.
And did he ask for his cell phone?
He didn't say nothing to me. My grandson, the police did.
Okay. And did you have his cell phone?
My grandson handed to the officer.
Okay. And so were you calling me and prosecution with Mr. Mounts' cell phone?
We were using the cell phone because we were out of minutes.
Understood. And in relationship, because obviously nobody should ever lay hands on anybody, but in relationship to the choking, ma'am, you said your breathing was a little bit restricted.
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
So you did not lose consciousness, correct?
Not at that time.
And I'm assuming it must have felt like hours, but in fact, it was probably seconds before you got away and ran out and called the police. Is that
Yes,
fair?
ma'am.
I appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you so very much. I know, oh, one other question, I apologize for it. It's approach. Have you ever been convicted of a crime of theft or dishonesty in the past 10 years?
No.
I assume not, but I had to ask. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can you read it?
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down. Any other witnesses for the people? Any witnesses for the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
People?
The people move to line over as president for the
Judge, with all due respect to the complaining witness and prosecution, I think this one is a bit of an overcharge. I take no position as it relates to the ungentlemanly manner in which my client laid his hands onto individuals. Those are absolutely appropriate and there should be consequences for that. But the mere touching of somebody's throat, her breathing wasn't even restricted to the point where she could still talk, and it lasted a second before she got away. And now I have a 10-year felony. I have no bruising, no request for medicals, nothing. But the fact that his hand went to the throat, obviously assaultive in nature. But the idea that that was for the purpose of strangling her with one hand, if we had two hands.
What was the purpose?
To assault her. But I don't know if it was specifically to restrict her breathing or render her unconscious. That should he face consequences for the behavior? Absolutely. Is it this? I do not believe so. Even by a probable cause standard, there needs to be at least something more than a touching of one's neck. If he said, you know, die, or you know, I'm gonna choke you out, or any of that, absolutely. But a 10-year felony based on a 1 second touching of the neck that didn't restrict breathing beyond.
I didn't care 1 second.
I asked her, I told her it must have felt like hours, but it was probably seconds.
Seconds, not second.
And I hear you, but in truth, to bind it over on that little of evidence, I think is a bridge too far. Do I think he should face, you know, consequences for the rest of these behaviors? Absolutely. Do I think he, you know, needs help? Yes, I do. Do I think it's discharged? No, I do not.
Your Honor, the defendant reached for the complaining witness's neck, and she testified that her breathing was a little restricted. We're not sure if she hadn't tried to get away and struggle with soup, what would have happened. I think that there's the ability to cause her strangulation, and there's the intent to. There's no ability to reach for something. So there's no advocate.
So that kind of goes along the lines of what I'm thinking here. What's important is there a question of fact as to what the defendant's intent is? Not whether or not he caused any significant injury, but what was his intent? Because assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder, or by strangulation, is a specific intent crime. So we have to somewhat climb into the defendant's mind to determine what was his intent. What was his intent when he put his hand around her throat and caused pressure? So let's go to the statute. The statute itself defines strangulation or suffocation. It means intentionally impeding normal breathing or circulation of blood by applying pressure on the throat or neck or by blocking the nose or mouth of the person. And I submit to you, based on the testimony that I've heard here, that's exactly what the defendant did. By putting his hand around her neck and impeding her normal breathing, which is what she testified to. So the question is not whether or not there's another crime that more perfectly fits, but whether the prosecution has established each and every element charged here in this crime. And I submit to you that they have. So for that reason, the court is satisfied that people have met their burden of probable cause as it relates to the charges contained in point 1. The court finds those charges were committed in the city of Detroit. The court finds probable cause to believe this has been committed. It will be bound over to Lane County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for proceedings. Please arraignment on the information date and time will be November 3rd, 2023 at 9:00 a.m.
Esteban, if I may.
Esteban, my understanding is that the reason that the defendant is in custody in the first place is because he violated the tether bond.
That is accurate, Judge. Well, no, it wasn't a tether bond, it was a no contact provision.
Well, so he doesn't understand what I mean by no contact.
I
No
believe
contact means no contact.
I believe he absolutely understands now, Judge, and that will not be happening. I'm asking the court to consider tethering him to Team Jefferson so he can get his mental health treatment in order and have absolute shelter so he doesn't need any assistance from the complaining witness.
People.
Your Honor, Mr. Mounts was calling the complaining witness multiple times over after he was released all the way up to the 21st when he went to her home.
So it gets worse. So that's a problem because the order was that you had no contact. No contact, I think, it's very clear. And the allegations here are that you not only contacted her by phone, but she went there in person. That is a huge no-no, sir. So I can't trust you to follow the court's orders. So the court is, what is he on? What kind of bond is he on?
I have no idea. I don't think a remand is appropriate in this circumstance.
Court said $925,000 cash.
Judge, will you refer to pretrial services and will you mark the file medicals? I don't believe he is receiving medications within.
And who's in the medication?
He is, he has anxiety and depression as well as PTSD.
How do you know that? PTSD?
He told me.
Because I think the last hearing we had, we just talked about the depression. Anything about PTSD or anxiety?
He's representing to me, he has diagnosis, Judge.
I'm Mark Thomas.
Thank you.
I'll also refer to pretrial services for documentation.
Thank you very much.
They want you to get a shower over
Yeah, I took a shower last night.
there? You need to take another one.
I'm sorry. I did take one, I'm sorry.
All right, have a seat.
What's my lawyer gets to talk to me again?
Have a seat.
Very good. But it's just to make sure it's getting. It's a lot. Well, let me see if shall stand in if we can do something. I just need an order for testing. I know.
What's to talk to you?
Oh. Okay, I'll talk to him downstairs.
Okay, we're ready on Diggs.
Yes, sir.
Finally made it. Huh?
Yes, and I snuck over here, I gotta hurry back
I
across.
appreciate the heads up call.
Welcome.
Dominique Diggs, calling case 2359104, People's State District versus Dominique Diggs. Defendant is charged with count 1 weapons, firearms, possession by felon, count 2 felony firearm, count 3 domestic violence. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor, and this court, Gabrielle Fuller, requesting permission to practice under Court Rule 8.2120 under the supervision of APA Filtration.
Permission granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And good morning, Tiffany, on behalf of Mr. Diggs, please have 967, so you can correct.
Today is the day and time set for preliminary examination. Are we ready to proceed?
Your Honor, the complaint witness in this case is a Mary Parker. Our office prepared transportation for her and sent this subpoena. She's not present today, and the people are unable to pursue her.
So your office provided transportation for her? What happened?
And we spoke to the manager at her job. We haven't been able to get in touch with her this morning. Your Honor, give me time, how long I'm trying to wait, you're asking for this.
Yes, because we're well beyond the time that's scheduled for this preliminary examination. This matter is scheduled for 9 o'clock. The time is now 10:10. Witness has failed to appear. The court will dismiss this matter without prejudice. Yes. Has anyone seen Mr. Brown?
You know, give my client a copy.
Pardon? Yeah.
Give my client a copy. All right, thank you, Judge, have a wonderful weekend.
Have a good weekend. Mr. Brown here?
I'm not sure. Mr. Brown here?
out there? He is not here. Mark Brown, Brian. She said it was Mark Brown.
Thank you. Good Lord, speak with me, Jesus.
He said he took a shower yesterday.
You said, actually, I think we solve it off the record, and then I can just send an order to you. That is here. And Ms. Ray indicated she'd be kind enough to stand in.
Mr. Delarue,
Yes,
you're here on Felipe Lopez?
yes, that is correct.
Okay, so we did that case already. It's been adjourned to November 13th at 11 o'clock.
To November 13th at 11 a.m.
Yes, and we're gonna need you in person on that day.
In person. Very good. I've got it down.
All right, gracias, thank you.
De nada. Take care.
You too.
I don't want to interrupt your call.
No, come on.
Chucky. Just so I'm not. Chuck Gaines. I'm just thinking that. Yeah. And then so, and she's up saying, it's not, but I thought I should give you a heads up, that's coming. Well, and it. Terrible. It's like, whoa. Thank you, Sasha. Appreciate it. Stands there, so I'm thinking of course. Everybody needs one of those.
She's here.
Turn it off.
Thank you, sir.
This journey, this journey.
During,
Dismissal. It'll be a dismissal.
It will, okay. Oh. Is Smith here?
Yes.
Yes. bring Smith in.
Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
Good morning, Judge.
Ready on Omni Janae Smith,
Yes, sir.
calling case 2359397. People in the state of Michigan versus Omni Janae Smith. Defendant's charged in count 1 assault with a dangerous weapon. Defendant has an habitual offender second offense notice. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor, and may it please this court, Gabriel Pruitt, requesting permission of practice under court rule 8.120 under the supervision of APA Shelley Grant.
Permission granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court. My name is Mark Brown. My P number is 39562. Up here on behalf of Ms. Smith, who's present in court. Ms. Smith, state your name for the record, please.
Omni Smith.
There's a date and time set for preliminary examination. Are we ready to proceed?
Your Honor, the complaining witness in this case is not present, and the people are unable to proceed without their testimony.
I move to dismiss.
So ordered, the court will dismiss this matter without prejudice.
Thank you very much. Sorry, Your Honor. Sorry about not being there right now.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Down to 11:30 for our next exam. We anticipate that's gonna go. Angel Milton. All right. It's like Angel is here. Angel Milton, is that you? Connect your audio. What's your name?
Angel Milton.
Why aren't you here in court, Miss Milton?
You said, why am I here in court?
Why aren't you here in court? You're supposed to be in person for preliminary examination at 11:30.
I thought it was on Zoom. The paper says Zoom.
No, ma'am, you're supposed to be here in person.
Nobody told me in person. I'm sorry.
Tell me now, ma'am, you need to get here.
Okay.
We just waiting on that dismissal, Sheriff. We just waiting on that dismissal.
Oh. Same.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get them. So she will go for it.
Can I help you folks?
Yes, yes, Your Honor. We have a 11:30, court appearance for People versus Andrew Milton.
Who are you?
I'm the mother of Terry Turner.
Complaining witness?
Yes. Well, along with people.
All right.
Hey, this one's how you doing, girl? You all right? You got a little small break?
Yeah.
What time y'all looking back?
11:30.
11:30? Okay. Let the officers know that I have the plain witnesses here for the case, I must put them.
Okay. I'm not here. Okay. So if you have any interpreters, that will be true. Personal. Well, we'll miss you next week. You're supposed to keep it. Are you in charge? On 2:30. So the real is telling me he's going back to them to get on sleep. But we said a bit, it's supposed to keep it, right? Yeah. This exam, oh no, it's not your thing, it's not work. Oh. Judge King, what the- you found a transfer. We got a lot out there. You did. We struggled. I stepped away for a minute.
Na, 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 na. Sure.
I said, really, for example, I remember you saying, send me back saying, Oakland County saying, they sending the person back to MDC. So I told her, I said, well, we have a rent, how can we just send it back? So she said, Oakland County sent her. So we transferred it back to MDC. County is done. Shouldn't Wayne County be able to go to Oakland County and pick them up? But Wayne County should go pick them up now. So you might not have it. So, but wait till you get back to MDLC. According to her, she's saying, Oakland County is saying, yeah, like they're saying, if you
We don't
want,
be able to person.
so they need to pick them up. I really
Right.
need to pick them up. So I'm not- Okay, so All I know is our exam was the same. It didn't change the exam.
Right now, we have to schedule pickup on the second.
No, that's the real people saying we want to pick him up on the first. That's the real.
They're not telling. They're saying that's.
Right, so I think, yeah, I think a real person isn't understanding that, okay, Oakland County is down where you go with him now. That instead of them transferring him back to the DOC. So I think I'll talk to. And I don't
Who is our rate?
I mean, that's what I read. To let them know.
They just need to know that it's before it's sent back to the third. Probably will get it today. Who are we waiting on? Jefferson. Is the defendant here? Yes. Yes. Ms. Jefferson says she's crossing the street in front of her. So Ms. Pruitt, YouTubers are saying that he deserves some celebration music.
Some worship.
Celebration music.
Oh. Okay, we're ready.
It's after. That's for you.
For waitress. For waitress. Yeah. Convenient.
Gotta keep the viewers happy. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
They said congrats, Gabby.
Congrats, Gabby. She's an attorney. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I haven't even seen them since I found out. Well, my mom was there when I found out. It started to scream.
I found out I passed, I took off running down the street.
Oh, yeah, I was in bed.
I was like, 'cause there's no way I'm taking this exam again, ever.
Oh, my God.
I just gotta find something else to do.
other parties what's going on.
Gotta turn my volume down.
She in the hallway on Zoom.
So the power.
Zoom, yep. Just so happen to see her. That's all right.
Somebody let her know that I'm gonna start taxing her $50 for every minute beyond this point. Jefferson, 30 minutes late.
Judge, I came, you can see me in the hallway, you can see me looking at you.
I need you in here.
I'm
Just
sorry.
in business.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Calling case 2359381, people state of Michigan versus Angel Milton. Defendant is charged in count 1 assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2 domestic violence, count 3 malicious destruction of personal property less than $200. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor, and may I please support Gabrielle Pula requesting permission of practice under Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of APA Kelly Grant.
Commissioner Grant.
Good morning, y'all. Thomasine Jefferson on behalf of Angel Milton, who stands to my left.
There's a date time set for the preliminary examination. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
How many witnesses will be?
One. The people called Terry Turner.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Please step forward, give your name and spelling to the young lady seated there. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat in the witness box right next to me. Keep your voice up nice and loud and speak into that microphone. It's going to be to your left. Okay, begin when you're ready.
Good morning, please state your first and last name for the record.
Terry Turner,
Ms. Turner, how do you know Angel Milton?
that's my ex-girlfriend and my roommate,
How long were you dating?
almost a year and a half.
During the year and a half, you seen her often?
Yes,
You will recognize her if you seen her today.
yes,
Do you see her in the courtroom?
I do.
Can you point to her and tell the court item of clothing she's wearing?
Black hoodie.
Let the record reflect identification of the defendant.
So noted.
Ms. Turner, I want to talk to you about October 10th of 2023.
Okay,
Do you remember where you were around 10 p.m.?
yes.
Where were you?
Detroit, Michigan, in my home.
And your home is in the county of Wayne?
Yes.
While you were at your home, who else was there?
Angel Milton.
Did something happen between you two?
Yes, we got into a fight.
When you say you got into a fight, what happened?
From the beginning,
From the physical part.
she came out the room and she had a weapon. And that's when my mother and my grandmother, had stopped trying to separate me from her. And then she started bashing me in my head with that, about a foot and a half long.
What kind of bat was it?
It's like a flashlight, that kind of mixed tool.
Mixed tool. Do you know what any of the tools, like any of the materials include?
Wood, plastic, glass, metal,
And
had a
said,
battery in it,
and you said she was hitting you where?
in my head, in my body, everywhere.
Approximately how many times did she hit you?
It total, 10 times, but in my head, like 4 or 5,
What were you doing while she was hitting you?
fighting back.
Prior to the physical altercation, did something else happen?
She bumped me in the kitchen.
I'm sorry, she did what?
She bumped me in the kitchen.
After she hit you with the flashlight bat, what happened?
The police were called, and then they arrested her.
Who called the police?
My mother,
Why did your mom call the police?
because they didn't want you to.
Yeah, our foundation, how would you know what a foundation is?
Sustained.
What else happened between you and Angel in the home?
We just fought.
Was anything else damaged?
My TV was broken.
How did your TV come to be broken?
She punched my TV. There's a big punch mark in my TV.
And when she punched the TV, what happened to the screen?
It shattered.
What kind of TV did you have?
I had a smart LG 55-inch.
You know,
55.
do you know how much it was worth?
No, it was a gift from my cousin from moving into college.
Would you be able to determine how much it's worth?
Yes,
How would you determine how much it's worth?
I could search it up.
On the internet?
Yes,
Was anything like that?
my phone,
What happened to your phone?
my screen was broken.
How did your screen become broken?
Somewhere in the midst of us fighting, she grabbed my phone and threw it.
What kind of phone did you have?
11, iPhone 11.
Had your phone been fixed?
Yes,
How much did it cost to fix it?
don't remember. I'm not gonna lie.
When you fixed it, where did you go?
I fixed Detroit on her Mac.
And did they give you a receipt?
Yes, but I gave it to my grandmother.
You think your grandmother still has it?
Yes.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
I'm good, how you doing?
Okay. So you said you was in a relationship with Ms. Milton?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how long had y'all been in a relationship?
Almost a year and a half, about a year and 3 months.
And you were living together?
Yes, ma'am.
It was your home or your parents' home, or your mother's home?
It was our home.
Okay, and the day you said you got in a fight, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, were you actually attacking Ms. Milton? Were you hitting her that day?
Yes, I was fighting back.
Fighting back, but then you actually start the fight?
I did not start the fight, no. She bumped me.
She bumped you, and how did she bump you?
We were in the kitchen and she pushed me with her arm.
Okay, and then after she pushed you, you say, is that when you hit her?
No, I waited. I called my girlfriend at the time. I called my girlfriend and I stopped myself from pushing it even further.
Okay, so you called someone else?
Yes, to calm
Another,
me down, yes.
you called another girlfriend,
Yes.
other than Ms. Milton?
Miss Milton was never my girlfriend at the time.
Okay. So you called it, and then after you called this person, you say it calmed you down.
Yes.
So you hit Ms. Milton after that? At some point?
At some point, yes.
Okay.
But
And you indicated that your mother and your grandmother was there?
yes.
Okay, isn't it true that you started attacking her in front of them to show off?
No. Miss Milton hit me first. She hit me with the back first. She hit me in my leg first.
Just a moment. So, ma'am, isn't it true that prior to the fight getting started, you had broke Ms. Milton's phone?
No.
Okay.
That was during the fight.
That was good. So you broke her phone?
Yes.
Okay. And at what point did you take food stamps off Ms. Milton's bridge card?
Afterwards.
Okay, after the fight?
After she allowed me to.
Okay, and did you take any other money from Ms. Milton?
No.
Can you redirect?
Briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Turner, did you suffer injuries?
Yes.
What injuries?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't believe that that's improper redirect. I didn't ask about any injuries. You know, she already on cross-examined her. I don't know what you think.
Your objection is it's beyond the scope.
Yes.
Cross-examination, it is beyond the scope, but I was gonna ask those very questions. So I want.
What injuries did you sustain?
I had a gash on my head, 2 gashes in my head, and my head was bleeding down with blood. I had bruises all on my leg and my back, in which I do have pictures for.
Wait, did you turn over the pictures to the officer in charge of the ambulance?
Yes.
No, but you did.
You follow the steps?
No, Judge, thank you.
So you went to the doctor?
Yes.
What doctor did you go to?
I went to St. John's.
St. John's Hospital?
Yes.
And what clinic did they do to treat your injuries?
They were to do a CT scan, but they forgot about me, and I just wanted to go to sleep, so I left.
You left without being treated?
Yes.
Did you receive any stitches or anything?
No. But I had a gash in my head that stayed open for.
You have a mark as a result of that gash or stitch visible to that?
I have a permanent bump.
Let me see. So it didn't leave any visible mark. You say you were hitting the head how many times?
About 4 or 5 times.
With this bat?
Yes.
The bat was made of what?
About wood, glass, plastic, metal mixtures.
And you were.
She broke it over my head.
You were bleeding?
Yes. I have a picture if you want to see
Police
it.
were called to the scene?
Yes.
And was the defendant arrested at the scene?
Yes.
Any questions based on my questions?
No, Your Honor.
No question, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step in. Any other witnesses for you?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses for you?
No, Your Honor.
The people who survived over as charged and add an additional count of malicious destruction of property for the cell phone.
No, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor. Less than $200.
But you gotta, this is my group.
Sorry.
No, I'm just
Go ahead.
You gotta, you would have been to buying over.
Can you step to the podium so the clerk can hear you?
We would object to the buying over as charged. I believe the testimony was that she don't have a receipt or anything, and she admitted to, I believe, breaking my client's phone.
Well, Ms. Jefferson, the malicious destruction of personal property less than $200 is a misdemeanor. People don't have to show proof of that thing.
Thank you. You know, and I don't, so, other than that, you say a question of fact.
I agree. It's a question of fact. The court after hearing the testimony of Ms. Turner is satisfied that people met their burden of probable cause as it relates to the charges contained in the complaint form. The court finds those charges were committed in the city of Detroit. The court finds probable cause to be disciplined. Then gone over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for the proceedings. Her arraignment on the information date and time will be November 13th, 2023 at 9:00 a.m. So the record is clear, the court is binding over on count 1 assault with dangerous weapon, as well as count 2 domestic violence, which is misdemeanor, count 3 malicious destruction of personal property less than $200, also a misdemeanor, and added count 4 malicious destruction of personal property less than $200 for the phone, also a misdemeanor. You can take it. Thanks.
Thank you, thank you.
No.
Oh, you do that to me.
Twenty-one, 22.
Don't push 30.
I'm pushing 30.
Okay.
I gave it 13.
But not for them.
Oh, not for them?
We're off the lot, so.
Okay. I stand corrected. Ms. Jefferson, your arraignment day is going to be November 10th. I thought they were closed like we were a professional setting.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking the same thing. And that's it, right? I think that's it.
So that concludes the docket for today, folks. Hope to see you Monday, same that station, same that time. Have a good weekend.
Thank you so much.
Right. If there's anyone in favors.
I was trying to tell you, so I came in with my phone, looked out.
No, you fix it.
I just gotta get